Hi, Marianne. Hope you're feeling a bit better. Hi, Stevie. Good evening, Leslie. Hi, Jeff. Hey, Jock. And hello, Kevin. This is my way out west night, so it's all songs about the cowboys and hobos. There's a couple that are just kind of, they've got a big enough American connection that I'm going to do them. Hi, Pete. Hi, Paul. But it's my first theme night. I'm only doing one new song. I've been busy learning this Maple Leaf Rag, which has been driving me around the pipe. Hi, Harry. And but this new song, again, it's not a new song, but it's new to me. It's one that I'm going to be doing with Kim, I think, but we keep missing each other to practice it. Anyway, hi, Gail. MM said that, Marion. I mean, a wee bit. Okay, so I'll start off with one that I know really well. Ha ha ha, he said. Woody Guthrie's song called Hobo's Lullaby. If it had been written in Inferman, it would have been called Jakey's Lullaby, which is a very uncharitable thing to call it. Go to sleep, you weary hobo. Let the town slip slowly by. Can't you hear them steel rails humming? That's a hobo's lullaby. Do not think about tomorrow. Let tomorrow come and go. Tonight you're in a nice warm boxcar, safe from all the wind and snow. So go to sleep, you weary hobo. Let the town slip slowly by. Can't you hear them steel rails humming? That's a hobo's lullaby. I know the police cause you trouble. They cause trouble everywhere. But when you die and go to heaven, find no policeman there. So go to sleep, you weary hobo. Let the town slip slowly by. Can't you hear them steel rails humming? That's a hobo's lullaby. Hobo. Hi, Kathleen, and hello, Paul. Good evening, Pam, and hello, Fiona. sticking to my Western theme. This one is probably the most tenuous connection. It's called Dallas Rag. It's an instrumental. It has the name Dallas in it, and it's American, so that's close enough. It's one of these ones I like to keep doing so that I don't forget it. He said, hopefully. Dallas Rag. Dallas Rag was originally played by, I think, a mandolin, a violin, and a banjo or something like that. But that's the guitar version of it. Okay, passing on, I had a friend called Hugh Boyle, been dead a few years now. He was older than me, but he actually gave me my big break in show business. You can call it that. When I was still at school, I got a job playing in his country and western band, and it wasn't all bad, you know. I knew he was a great guy. He introduced me to loads of great music, including a guy called Townes Van Zandt, and there was this was one of the songs, and it's just very much a cowboy song called Poncho and Lefty, about two cowboys who kind of have a falling out, and one does the dirty and the other sort of thing. Anyway, it's kind of Mexican border stuff. Young desert stand in Mexico. Nobody heard his dying words, but that's the way it goes. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. He only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Lefty, he can't sing the blues all night long like he used to. The dusty poncho bit down south ended up in Lefty's mouth. They went from Poncho low, Lefty slid for Ohio, and where he got the bread to go, ain't nobody knows. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. Poets tell how Pancho fell. Lefty's living in a cheap hotel. The desert's quiet and Cleveland's cold. And there the story ends, I'm told. Pancho needs your prayers, it's true. But save a few for Lefty do. He just did what he had to do. And now he's growing old. And all the federales say they could have had him any day. They only let him slip away out of kindness, I suppose. You great federales say could have had him any day. They only let him go so wrong out of kindness, I suppose. Okay, continuing on the cowboy theme for the moment. I always play this one. It always makes me think of my nephew James. And it's Sweet Baby James. There is a young cowboy lives on the range. His horse and his cattle are his only companions. He works in the saddle and he sleeps in the canyons, waiting for summer, his pastures to change. And as the moon rises, he sits by his fire, thinking about women and glasses of beer, and closing his eyes as the dogies retire. He sings out a song which is soft but it's clear, as if maybe someone could hear. Good night, you moonlight lady. Rockabye, sweet baby James. Deep greens and blues are the colors I choose. Won't you let me go down in my dreams and rockabye, sweet baby James? Oh, the 1st of December was covered in snow, and so was the turnpike from Stockbridge to Boston. The Berkshire seemed dreamlike on account of that frosting. With 10 miles behind me and 10,000 more to go. There's a song that they sing as they take to the highway. Hi, Maria. And hi, Jeff. Thank you very much. And thanks for tuning in. Okay, next up. This is one that I mentioned that I haven't done before. I'm going to be doing it with Kim, but we haven't had a chance to practice together, so we'll see. It's a duet by Willie Nelson and Bonnie Nelson and Willie Ray, yeah. And I don't even know who wrote it, but it's on my favourite Willie Nelson album. There's lots of other people on it, Paul Simon, Bonnie Raitt, to name but two. And this is called Getting Over You. And like I say, it's a duet, but it works fine just with one person singing it. And they're both from Texas, so that makes it quite cowboyish. Why do I still write? Why do I still call? Why do I still think there's hope for us at all? These are the things I hate, but they're the things I do to get over you. Sunsets make me cry, old pictures make me grin, but I don't really care to see your face again. These are the things I say, but they're so hard to do, like getting over you. You gotta believe that there's a reason that we surrender up our hearts, but there's a vantage point and it takes some time to find, when you can see how all the pieces fit as you watch them fall apart. Now I don't think it's right, and you don't know what's wrong. My heart keeps asking me, just where do we belong? It's not as though my life ain't hard enough to do. Try getting over you. Stop living in the past. When there's nothing left, it's your memory that lasts. It's later than you think, and still this isn't through. This getting over you. Now it's later than you think, and still this isn't through. Just getting over you. Yeah, I really like that song. And as a duet, it really works. There's bits where they harmonise, bits where they take turn. Great. Give it a listen. Should be easy enough to find. Hi, David. Aye. Okay, like I say, we're in this kind of American West theme, and this is a song that fits really well in there. Great song. It's a band song, and it goes down as a been written by Robbie Robertson, which just most of the band's material does say that on it, but it's Levin Helm. It shouts Levin Helm to me. It's all about the South. And the night they drove old Dixie down. yeah, that's quite funny to think that's the only one of the guys in that band left now, alive. It's quite weird. Anyway, you may have noticed I keep scratching my arm. I've got an itchy rash which is driving me nuts. But it's not really driving me nuts, it's a pain though. So I'm going to phone a doctor tomorrow. I don't know if you've tried to get a doctor these days. My practice, you have to start phoning at 8 in the morning. And you keep getting told you're 147th in the queue, and so, you know, and 9 o'clock comes and they say, well, that's it, you can't get an appointment, bugger off. So it works really well. I'll just probably have to keep on the itchy arm. Okay, this is, like I say, we're on this Western theme. I've had various suggestions, but I'm going to keep playing. This was written by Lyle Lovett, who was apparently married to a famous starlet. What's her name again? Her that was in Sleeping with the Enemy. Julia Roberts. Hard to imagine he's such a funny looking geezer. Shouldn't he say that, eh? But he is. Anyway, this is called Further Down the Line. I keep thinking it's called Midnight Rodeo, because that's punchline. And it's kind of ostensibly about a cowboy at a rodeo who really does his best, but he can't quite make it. But it's kind of a metaphor for relationships and love and so forth. Midnight Rodeo. Let's have a hand for that young cowboy. Wish him better luck next time. Hope we see him up in Fargo or somewhere further down the line. This time he sure drew a bad one that nobody could ride. By the way he pulled his hat on, he knew he'd be there to fight. And it's a classic contradiction, the unavoidable affliction. Well, it don't take much to predict something, the way it always goes. Says she loves you, and the next she'll be tired of you. But she'll always come to shove you on that midnight rodeo. Almost made it to the buzzer. Somehow he gave up in the end. They put one hand around the other and let that pickup man on in. And it was his last chance to ride her. Now he'll have to move along, but he knows back in his mind that he won't be away for long. And it's a classic contradiction, the unavoidable affliction. Well, it don't take much to predict, son. That's the way it always goes. 'Cause one day she'll say she loves you, and the next she'll be tired of you. But she'll always come to shove you on that midnight rodeo. Let's have a hand for that young cowboy, and wish him better luck next time. I hope we see him up in Fargo or somewhere further down the line. Further Down the Line by Lyle Lovett. I love it. And this is as cowboy as they come. As a warning to all mothers. Not to let their babies grow up to be cowboys. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Don't let them pick guitars and ride in Cowboys ain't easy to love, and they're harder to hold. They'd rather give you a song than diamonds or gold. Lone Star belt buckles and old faded Levi's, and each night begins a new day. If you don't understand him and he don't die young, he'll probably just ride away. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Don't let them pick guitars and drive them old trucks. Let them be doctors and lawyers and such. Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys, 'cause they'll never stay home and they're always alone, even with someone they love. Cowboy loves smoky old pool rooms, clear mountain mornings, little warm puppies and children and girls of the night. Them that don't know him won't like him, and them that do sometimes won't know how to take him. He ain't wrong, he's just different, and his pride won't let him do things to make you think he's right. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys. Don't let them pick guitars and drive in old trucks. Become the doctors and lawyers and such. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be cowboys, 'cause they never stay home and they're always alone, even with someone they love. Well, they never stay home and they're always alone, even with someone they love. Hey, Duncan. I often wonder, these songs that are written in America, they have this great expanse and wonderful place names and, lots of stuff that really suits songwriting. And I just wonder, how would you translate that into Scotland or Cowdenbeath? Mamas, don't let your babies grow up to be greyhound walkers. I don't know. Anyway, one more acoustic number and the Dad-Gad tuning. This song was written by Leadbelly long time ago, probably about 100 years ago, really. But it's this is kind of a more like the Rory Gallagher update on it. It's not exactly like it, but it's not like the Leadbelly version, which is quite frankly inimitable. And I mean that in a good way. It's quite a funny thing because it's called Out in the Western Plain and it's all about being a cowboy in the Western Plain, which is really, really far from, where Leadbelly really was. A black man in America at a time when it was just your colour was enough to get you hung. Anyway, he spent a lot of time in jail and stuff, but he wrote lots of great songs, and you'll find if you get, an old album, a Leadbelly album, it takes you a long time before you can understand what he's singing. Not just because of, the way he sings, but because of the crappy old recordings that were made on. mastered the art of not advertising the beer. It's not deliberate. This is Cruz Campo. It's not Duff. I actually quite like Duff, even though it's obviously a jokey sort of thing. Anyway, this is When I Was a Cowboy Out on the Western Plain. When me and a couple of cowboys rode into Jesse James. Come a cow cow yippee, come a cow cow yippee yay. Come a cow cow yippee, come a cow cow yippee yay. Now me and a bunch of cowboys rode into Jesse James. When me and a bunch of cowboys rode into Jesse James. Well, those bullets were flying just like a shower of rain. Come a cow cow yippee, come a cow cow yippee yay. Come a cow cow yippee, come a cow cow yippee yay. Was the greatest battle ever on the Bunker Hill? What was the greatest battle ever on the Bunker Hill? When me and a bunch of cowboys rode into Buffalo Bill. Come a cow cow yippee, come a cow cow yippee yay. Come a cow cow yippee, come a cow cow yippee yay. Come a cow cow yippee, come a cow cow yippee yay. Well, when I was a cowboy out on the western plain, when I was a cowboy out on the western plain, well, I made $500,000 working hard on the bridle reins. Come a cow cow yippee, come a cow cow yippee yay. Come a cow cow yippee, come a cow cow yippee yay. Okay, just one song to finish with. And it's another cowboy song called T for Texas. It was written originally by Jimmy Rogers, who did a lot of yodeling, but it had been done by lots of other people, including Leonard Skinnard, the unpronounceable Leonard Skinnard. Anyway, this is T for Texas, and here we go. Well, it's T for Texas. for Tennessee. T for Texas, T for Tennessee. T for that no good Thelma, that girl made a wreck out of me. Well, if you don't want me, mama, you don't have to stop. You don't want me, mama, you don't have to stop. I can get me more women than a passenger train can haul. Well, I'm going where the water tastes like cherry wine. I'm going where the water tastes like cherry wine. Well, that Georgia water tastes like turpentine. Muddy water, sleep in a hollow log. Rather drink muddy water, sleep in a hollow log, than be here in Atlanta, get treated like a dirty dog. If you're ever down in Mobile, sure to look me up. If you're ever down in Mobile, be sure to look me up. And if you get up to Atlanta, you can tell Lucille to get to fuck. Apologies if you caught that last line there. Most of the songs I don't actually have the words written down here, but that one I did, and I just noticed the last verse just made no sense at all. It goes down here, God knows why. If you're ever in Mobile, be sure to look me up. If you're ever in Mobile, be sure to look me up. And if you're ever in Atlanta, tell Lucille to go to hell. And I thought, well, one, who is Lucille? The rest of the song's been about Thelma, just because her name happens to begin with T. But also, I thought, hell doesn't rhyme with up. And I suppose what I said doesn't really rhyme with up, but it sounded a bit better, I thought. Anyway, I shall sing that way from now on. I'm very happy with that. Okay, thank you again for listening to my Cowboy Night. And I'll see you all again probably very soon. I'm not sure what my next theme will be. But there's definitely going to be a travel and transport one, which was suggested by my wee brother Stephen, and there's loads of songs can fit into that. And also, I think a Scottish one, because I do 2 or 3 Scottish songs over the piece, but all the songs that I've written can count as Scottish songs, so that makes that one easy to do. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone, and I hope you all managed to survive Storm Bertie. It was pretty horrible, eh? I mean, it wasn't really that dramatic, but it was very unpleasant where it lasted. Anyway, good night and take care of yourselves.